Hi, my name is Amanda Escamilla, and today we're going to be making a fresh ham. We're going to marinate it, and then we're going to roast it. So let's get started. Today we have some citrus here that we're going to cut up. We're going to make a nice citrus mix, and then we're going to combine all of the ingredients. So I'm going to take a nice fresh orange, a couple of them anyway, and I have this here that we can use, and we're going to squeeze some fresh orange juice right into this cup. So right now I have about a half a cup of pineapple juice already in this container, and we're going to add another half cup of orange juice. So now we have a couple of limes we want to make sure to cut, and then we're going to squeeze those right into the mix as well. Yes. Okay. In addition to our citrus, we have Worcestershire sauce, minced garlic, and my spice rub, which consists of ground cumin, ground coriander, chili powder, paprika, salt, garlic powder, fresh black peppercorns, Mexican oregano, and dark brown sugar. Now we want to make sure to slit the ham. So I have a sharp knife. And the idea is to slit the skin and not the meat. So we want to start with doing this. You can see that the skin will peel back just enough to see the meat, but not cut through it. So these are what we call scoring the ham. And this is going to allow the marinade to go into the part of under the skin to help marinate the meat. So here we have 3 nice slits, should be good, or maybe one more here. Just another little one. Okay, perfect. So now that we have the ham slit, or the skin slit on the ham, we can now add the Worcestershire sauce. And so again, we're just going to go ahead and drizzle this around. We're going to make sure that it gets all around into the slits that we just made. We also want to make sure that we flip it, and then we pour the rest onto the wide side of the ham. Okay, perfect. And so now we have a little bit of the citrus mix that we have put together that we're going to go ahead and rub all the way around as well. Okay. We're going to flip her back again and do the other side. Okay. We're going to go ahead and start with the garlic, okay, that we have here. So we're going to rub it all the way into the slits as well on the meat. And while we're here on this side, we want to go ahead and add some of the spice rub right on top, just like that, so that it goes into the slits under the skin and starts to marinate and flavor the meat under the skin as well. So now we'll take it, flip it back over, and do the same to this side. So here we have more garlic to rub on. It's a messy process, but I'll tell you, it's quite worth it. So here we have rub that you want to make sure to sort of paste it on to make sure that it stays onto the protein itself. All right, so now we're in the part of the marinating process where we just want to add some fresh cilantro. So we just take a nice bunch of fresh cilantro here and just give it a nice little chop on it, as minced as you can, kind of roughly, but I would say about a cup or so would do you just fine for a piece like this. You just want to go ahead and add it to the meat part, to the part of the exposed protein here, and so we're going to do that this way. And then I'm going to flip it over right? And do it on this end to make sure the whole part of the ham that is exposed is also covered with cilantro. So that should do fine. At this point, now that the cilantro has been added, the spices have been rubbed on, I think one of the things I like to do, and it's totally optional, is to put this ham on another tray or cookie sheet, another pan, and then put the juices that have fallen into this one right over it. And then we're going to go ahead and put the whole thing in the refrigerator for about 8 to 12 hours right before cooking. So that's where we're at. All right, so now we have the ham has been refrigerated overnight, really, and I pulled it out an hour before I wanted to roast it so that it can start coming to a room temp. So I got the oven. We have the oven going at 475 degrees right now. We're going to roast the ham as it is for about 30 minutes. So you want to cover it, and then we're going to cook it 18 to 20 minutes per pound. This would be typically for a 10 to 12 pounder, which would be about 3.5 hours. This is double that size, so it's going to take twice as long. But as long as you cook it and roast it to a temperature of, an internal temperature of 155, you should be great. All right, so now we have the ham in the oven. We've got about another hour to go. And while that's happening, we're going to go ahead and start the glaze. So the glaze, we're going to just use a saucepan for that. And we're going to have the same ingredients, some of the same ingredients that we use for the marinating. We're going to have 1 cup of pineapple juice. Pop right in there. We have 1 cup of orange juice. Go right in there. And then we have a 1/2 cup of lime juice, which can go right into there. And then want to make sure that we get this up to a boiling point. And we want to go ahead, just add the whole piloncillo. This is piloncillo, which is very typical in South Texas and different parts of Mexico, actually, which is made out of sugar cane and I believe it's a dark molasses that is naturally put together here. So this is piloncillo, very sweet, and we're going to go ahead and add it to this, and it's going to combine all these flavors, and it's going to help to make what is a glaze for the ham. So in addition to that, we have a couple of chiles. We have 2 chile árboles that I grew in my backyard, and then 1 anise. And so what I'm going to do now is go ahead and put a lid on it and let it come to a boil. Then we're going to take the lid off and let it reduce for a while. And then we're going to glaze the ham about every 15 minutes on its last hour until the ham reads 150, 155. All right, terrific. We have the ham. The fresh ham is now roasted. So at this point, we were able to get the internal temperature at 155. We're going to let it rest for a little while, and then we're going to slice it. And the best way to slice it is to turn the ham on its side here on the face, the open face, and then you want to just cut directly down the bone on one side and then cut directly down on the other. And then you take those 2 halves along your board, and then you can slice it that way. And, well, I hope that you enjoy it.